This is the 2021 Tesla Model 3 and it is absolutely packed with features. Packed! And here they are. That's stupid. So, this is the new updated Tesla Model 3. It's had a facelift. It's very different. It's got lots of upgrades. Yeah, it's marvellous. So this is the new 2021 Tesla Model 3. This is cheddar. Oh, he loves me a bit of cheddar. And this is fully charged. So as I mentioned before, this is the 2021 Tesla Model 3 and it is packed with new features, and here they are. So it's got a new heat pump, the same as the Tesla Model Y. It's got de-chromed exterior, more efficient tyres from Standard, motorised tail lift, thicker glass, new scroll wheels on steering wheel, new interior door handle finishes, new sill plate colours. No Tesla T there. New centre console, new USB-C ports and magnets on the sun visor. Anyway, that's all we've got time for. As always, please have a look at the Patreon link that's beneath this video. And if you have been, thank you for watching.
But really sorry, but I think we have to do a little bit more.
Oh, for goodness sake!
Updated the inside as well.
Yeah, but I mean, I like my Tesla. Mine's better than this. I don't need a new Tesla.
Yeah, but it's about the viewers as well. They're going to want to know, not just you.
Oh, I see. All right, the viewers. Okay.
Yeah, let's do a bit more.
All right, we'll do a bit more. All right. Okay.
Action.
Well, obviously there are a couple of other features that are worth looking at. So I'm going to take it for a drive, or at least I'll be in the warm, and we'll find out some more. So the first impressions of driving the Tesla Model 3 SR Plus, that is the correct descriptive term for this vehicle, and that means standard range plus. So originally when the Tesla Model 3 came out, there was standard range, was the base model, then there was the long range, which is the one I've got, which is all-wheel drive long range, and then there was the all-wheel drive long range performance, the high performance Tesla. So mine is the long range, it has a larger battery than this one. It has four-wheel drive, so that's what I'm used to driving. This is rear-wheel drive with a smaller battery. The interesting thing that Tesla insist upon is that they don't tell you how big that battery is. And it is kind of irrelevant in a way. We've all become a bit obsessed with it, sort of early adopters of electric vehicles. You know, it's got a 60 kilowatt hour battery, it's got a 45 kilowatt hour battery, or whatever it is, and actually, you know, how far does it go reliably when it's raining? That's kind of more important. You know, when you've got to go up a hill, when it's cold, like today. When I got in this car this morning, it was -2 degrees, and it said it was about, I can't remember what it said, 200 and something, 202 miles, 206 miles range. And whereas my car, in exactly the same situation, would say 280, 290. So not quite 100 miles more, but close. So this car doesn't go as far on one charge, and it doesn't have four-wheel drive. It's a rear-wheel drive, so it's very difficult to notice big differences. There are some differences in the handling. I can tell that it is a rear-wheel drive, and if you do really go silly. I just tried it on one wet corner. You know, you feel the back kick out a bit. The differences are subtle in terms of the driving experience. In terms of the interior, massive improvement. Even though it's subtle and small, it's actually a really big improvement. The phone charger is absolutely brilliant. That is just genius. You put your phone there and it starts charging. That is so good that they've just built that into the car. It's not a special additional thing, and it works really well. You can put two phones and they both can charge. It's got nice. I think this little cubby box there is really good. That's very easy, but this one is probably easier to keep clean and make it feel nice. So if you're a bit of a car fetishist, then these improvements are there. All the materials in the car, all this stuff is all slightly, it's the next generation, slightly better. It's not amazingly stunning, oh my god, it's so different. Screen, everything else is exactly the same. So here's the critical difference that I think is the most important thing, and it's really important for all electric cars, is the heating. Now, it's very, very cold today. At the moment, it's actually gone up to 5 degrees, a balmy 5 degrees outside. I'm driving in this car in a shirt, and I'm absolutely fine. And the heating, I cannot see it make any difference to the range. If I turn the heating off, the range is, I've currently got, I've got 98 miles range. And if I turn the heating off, I have 98 miles range. It makes no discernible difference. And this is because it's a heat pump. So in my car, it's still the more traditional heater that uses heated elements that heats the air that then gets blown around the car. And it works fine. It's not that it doesn't work, but you can tell that it does use a lot more energy. So the last thing that I think is interesting is the energy efficiency. So Tesla have indicated in their own inimitable way that this is the most efficient Tesla in terms of the amount of energy it uses to cover a kilometre or a mile, as in it's very little. And I think it certainly is very, very efficient, and it feels like it's very, very efficient, and it feels like it's been, that level of it has been concentrated on, and it's been made to be as energy efficient as possible. I've got to say, I'm not having a massive difference over long drives than I would have in my Model 3 long range Tesla Model 3. You know, it's so at the moment we've done a lot of climbing up some very steep hills in the Mendips, which is where we are in Cheddar, and so we've used a bit more energy. But when I got down to the turnoff, I drove down 82 miles on a motorway / freeway. I had achieved 242 watt hours a mile, and that means just slightly over 4 miles, so like 4.2 miles to the kilowatt hour, which is very, very good for a car like this in the winter with the heater on so hot you can barely breathe. That is amazing that it does that. So that is very good. So what I now know is that in this car in the summer, on a similar drive, you would get easily 5 miles to the kilowatt hour. It does make a difference having the heater on, of course it does, and it makes a difference to the temperature, makes a difference to the batteries and the efficiency of the batteries and how much you charge them, and all that stuff is all affected by temperature in exactly the same way as it affects a combustion car. Combustion cars do less miles to the gallon in winter than they do in summer. It's the same, it's physics. So that is very good, but actually I think my car would have done about 4 miles, 3.8 to 4 miles per kilowatt hour on the same route in the same weather conditions. So this is better by a very modest amount. But the other thing I think it's important to point out, because I don't talk about Tesla very much on Fully Charged, and in a way I should do it more, because they absolutely are the lever that has changed the world that we live in regarding electric vehicles and renewable energy. They are the enormous force that Tesla has applied in such a short time, in 10 years, to the energy and automotive industry is remarkable and needs to be acknowledged. Now, there's plenty of people who adore everything Tesla, and then there's plenty of people who hate everything Tesla, and then there's a vast majority of people who don't know anything about them and aren't interested. But what they have done is, unimaginably amazing. It is incredible. And this car is now the #1 selling electric car in the world. They've sold well over 500,000. They're making thousands a week. And I am now waiting for Tesla to make a compact car, a hatchback. Something that is the size of a Nissan Leaf, if not smaller, but with the software, the battery management skills, the range abilities, the battery density, the battery longevity that Tesla supply. These batteries will outlast this car by a country mile. So this is an amazing machine. And this is effectively the bottom of the range of the cars that Tesla do. And it is absolutely brilliant. It is, it's not faultless, of course not, but it is really, really good. So in conclusion, it's just a brilliant upgrade. It makes a really, really fantastic car even better. The things I haven't mentioned, the wheels slightly redesigned, pretty subtle, can't really tell any difference from driving it. The headlights, definitely been upgraded. They've got new super zoomy things, which I haven't really experienced yet because I haven't driven it at night. I'm going to experience it that soon. This car cost just over £40,000 for the base model, so I'm not going to say it's a cheap Tesla. It's cheaper than other Teslas, I think that's fair to say. And seriously, the lease price is very reasonable. You can get very good deals on the lease price. These cars are flying off the shelves if they kept cars on shelves. And also this, what I'm doing now, supercharging, it's so easy and convenient and fast. In the time it took us to faff around and park it and film it and do all that stuff, it had added 90 miles. It is absolutely extraordinary. That is really what sets Tesla so far apart. Please do subscribe to Fully Charged and tell your friends and family about what we do on this show, because it's going to get better and better. Have a look at the YouTube memberships. Have a look at the Patreon link that is in the description box beneath this very video. And for real this time, if you have been, thank you for watching.